Hard Knocks, which has been phenomenal. And now Saquon is sharing how he felt during those negotiations.
Kind of felt like it was like, kind of a little disrespectful, to be honest, because it's kind of like a slap in the face. But you go see what you are worth, and then if you're worth that, we'll see if you're worth it, and maybe we'll match it. They really weren't in play, I guess you could say. Come to find out, see the reality of it. When you look at Hard Knocks, it's like you make it seem like, oh, like this was like a thing that was going on every single day. But it really wasn't. Hard Knocks did a really good job, and like it looks juicy. It looks like where it was like, oh, like okay, like there's actually could have been a thing, and like they pulled out the last second. Like reality, like it never really wasn't. Like whole time, like me and my agent talking, and on our side is like, yeah, we don't think the Giants are even gonna do anything.
From time to time, a player changes team in the NFL, and we know he's a good player.
No.
This is going to be one of those moves that were like 6 games into the season. The Giants let him go. I think this is going to be the fact that he went cross town to your primary rival. This is going to have, there'll be shrapnel. There's going to be, people are going to lose jobs in New York over this.
I don't know if anyone's ever lost a job over a running back.
But when he rushes for 1,300 yards and 9 TDs, somebody will.
I mean, this show has really done just a number on the New York Giants. They to me, look like the most inept team in the league right now. Like, nobody's talking about Carolina, right? It's all, the spotlight is on the Giants and how badly they butchered this. And I just had to look up some stuff from Barkley. Coming out of Penn State, he wasn't, like, just good. He was like, dude, is this the next, like, Barry Sanders type player?
I think the last 2 running backs from the Big Ten that were, like, You could argue the last 3 running backs that entered the league with a can't miss have been Saquon, Adrian Peterson, and Zeke.
Yeah.
That they were just, these guys are, now I think Bijan Robinson in Atlanta is really, really good.
I don't think he's in that class.
But I don't think he's that explosive. I just think he's really well-rounded. There's no flaw to his game. But I think Saquon, Zeke, and Adrian Peterson were, these will be stars if they're healthy.
McCaffrey looked really, really good coming out, but he didn't look like Saquon.
I love Christian McCaffrey. I don't think anybody thought he would be maybe the second best running back ever.
You get him with Shanahan, and now he's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You get Saquon with the Jalen Hurts, and we'll see what Kellen Moore can scheme up. There's a world where he is McCaffrey light. And not saying it derogatory, like he could be in that McCaffrey category.
If you go the last 5 years, the gap between the Eagles O-line and the Giants O-line, you arguably have the best and the worst. I mean, the last 5-6 years, take the average Eagle O-line. It's no worse than third, arguably the best on average in the league. And the Giants has been on average the worst in the league. So for a running back, beyond play calling, Saquon is going from, the old outhouse to the penthouse. He is going from, and by the way, with a better quarterback. So he's not, it's 3rd and 3, which is 2nd and 4, which is heaven for a running back. Saquon's going to get a significant number of carries based on deception, counters, traps, where you don't see it coming. You basically started your drives in New York with Saquon, first two downs, and then it's Daniel throwing on 3rd and long. So I think this is not just he'll be good. I think you're going to look up by Thanksgiving and go, how in the world do the Giants let him go if he maintains his health?
If you need a midweek list, best skill position groupings in the league. Eagles now have Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts at quarterback, and then Saquon Barkley.
And always good
That's
tight ends.
Probably better than the 49ers.
The PFF.
Ayuk, Debo, McCaffrey versus what the Eagles, 49ers. That's almost a wash.
And the Eagles O-line, according to PFF this morning, is ranked 2nd in the league behind Detroit. Just ask yourself. Go look at Jared Goff, good O-line to bad. He's a different quarterback. Saquon, worst. Giants ranked 29th. He has been in New York basically with almost no creases to now the 2nd best O-line in the league. I mean, one of the reasons the Lions went and drafted a running back, remember Jahmyr Gibbs? And people were like, I don't know about the draft pick. One of the reasons it made sense is he was guaranteed to be productive because of the Lions O-line. He was a can't miss. I mean, when you have a great running back with a very, very strong O-line, that's like a guaranteed hit in the first
Are we
round.
sleeping on the Eagles in the NFC?
No, I'm winning the division. Absolutely.
Why not more?
Because I don't know if I trust Nick Sirianni. But they're the best team in the division. That's not even their roster's easily the best in the division. It's not close.
Just because you brought it up. Sirianni or Dan Campbell, who do you trust more?
Dan Campbell.
In one game?
Yes.
Damn.
Well, the league isn't one game, so it's a
playoff game it is. You know, NFC Championship. Who you trust more, Sirianni or Dan Campbell? Come on. Final story is Kyler Murray. Your buddy, he's been criticized in the past for not being fully committed to football, but it looks like he's changing his attitude.
Interesting.
Look at that. According to The Athletic, members of the Arizona Cardinals coaching staff and locker room have been raving about Kyler's commitment and drive heading into the 2024 season.
Interesting. That's the Kyler Murray I know. Committed, driven.
Did they take away his Xbox and PlayStation?
You know what? I don't have a problem playing a little Xbox when you get home after a hot day at work. He's not married with a bunch of kids. Do what you want to do when you get home.
Not. Is his mom still doing his laundry?
Did you see the words used there?
Raved
about his drive and commitment. I don't know how many people on this staff I rave about their drive and commitment. I mean, I like them.
That's not a shot at me, obviously.
Raving?
You don't rave about me?
I'd use a different word.
I hear. Oh, damn, Cowherd. All right, I hear.
I remember your two earring,
your
two hoop earring ear. You were raving all right.
I need to show up with the double hoop earrings when the Jets are in. How about that? If the Jets go to the Super Bowl, I'll do a show with the double hoop earrings.
I don't have
Remember,
to make
you
any
gotta wear a tank
sacrifice.
top if the Jets win the division. If the Jets win the division, you got to wear a tank top.
I don't look good in it.
No, we agreed to that. That's on video.
No, that was burned. That's not available at press time.
So you're welching now on bets. Okay.
I don't look good in a tank top.
What kind of guy you are?
I don't look good in a tank top. J-Mac with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Raving about his drive and commitment. Enough said. Fox Sports Radio and Tire Rack are giving away
future, but oh my gosh, Colin, he's not ready for the starting job yet. Listen to what Gerard Mayo confirmed that Jacoby Brissett is QB1. Listen to this.
Coming out of the spring, I don't think there's any doubt Jacoby is the starting quarterback at this point in time. I mean, we can look at these other quarterbacks on the roster. At the same time, it's about competition. And so when we get out on the field this summer with the pads on, we'll see how it all plays out. But, coming out of the spring, I think it's clear that Jacoby is the most pro-ready guy we have and play a lot of football.
Yeah, I think that's what we thought he was. That's not a breaking story. I think we all knew it was Jacoby Brissett, and if Drake May grows by Thanksgiving, he may get a start. But again, we got to be honest about this. Mahomes didn't start until week 17.
Totally different story. They were a good team. They had Alex Smith, the former number 1 pick, as their quarterback. They were a playoff team. Listen, man, this is a horrendous decision.
What's a horrendous decision?
Jacoby Brissett, the 31-year-old
Jacoby
journeyman
Brissett
backup?
is a top 5 backup in the league.
Exactly.
That's right. By the way, why put your young guy out there who's not a refined quarterback? Realistic people knew two things. That of all these quarterbacks, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix because of his starts, Penix because of his starts, Caleb Williams because of his talent, and Jaden Daniels because of both, were ready to play pretty early. And everybody knew that J.J. McCarthy and Drake May are not ready to start. That's a given. Sam Darnold and Jacoby Brissett should start this year. Now, if you get past Thanksgiving, your team's bad, and you're like, we're going to give the kid a couple of late season starts, but Drake May, footwork, accuracy, he's not ready to start. And J.J. McCarthy, despite all these draft experts, this idea that everybody was moving up the board to get in, not a single GM told me that. Yeah. J.J. is a backup for a year. He's a prospect.
So when the Patriots are 1-8 and everybody's starting to quit and the injuries are mounting, let's shove in Drake May, future of our fan. Let's put him out there. That is I totally disagree
when they're
with that.
1-8 at the trade deadline, 1-7, you trade off any piece to get more draft picks. Let Jacoby deal with that, the mature veteran, and then next year you load up on offensive pieces, cap space, and Drake May with a year under his belt is ready to roll. You go into camp saying, you have 11 draft picks. You got tons of money to spend. You go get a Brandon Ayuk. You go get an elite left tackle. This is not the end of the world.